All right, guys, we're back. New commentator. Everybody knows this guy, Scott Rayburn, in the house.
Hey, buddy.
What's
What's
going
going
on,
on?
Scott? You doing good?
Man, I'm not doing great after losing out of the tournament, but that's okay.
Right.
You know, my girlfriend said she was happy for me, proud of me for
You
going
had a
this
good
far after
tournament,
not
man.
playing.
You had a
Well,
really good
I
tournament.
don't know if I look at it that way. I look at it like, hey, for my conditions, I'm okay with how I ended up. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
been a long
considering
time
that you haven't been
away.
playing very much either, right?
Yeah, well, I can't.
Yeah,
Had
I
a
know.
traumatic brain injury years
Right.
ago, but that didn't slow me down a little bit. I did all right in a couple matches and a little crazy here and there, but I was happy to be playing. I enjoyed it. So I have not seen Roland Garcia play much pool, but I tell you what, he's very impressive.
Oh yeah.
Very impressive.
Uh, I would say that he's one of the top bar table players in the country right now. I mean, he's got to be up
Yeah, he
there.
sure looks like it. I mean,
I mean,
I wasn't playing when the Fargo stuff started up, but so that's kind of new to me. But I know that Shane Van Boning is the top in the world at around an 830 or so, something
right.
like
And
that.
this guy's right at 8 flat. I
This
think.
guy is about 800.
Yeah.
Okay, and I took a screenshot. I'm gonna have to give you some examples of players around the 800 mark on Fargo. Okay, I'm sitting here fooling with the phone here, but let's see Fargo rate. Or did I? Thought I took a screenshot of that. Well,
Scott,
can't seem to find it, but that's
Scott,
okay.
Pete Sellers says, "What's up, Scott? Great seeing you out playing again."
Hey, howdy, Pete. Okay, so he's a little. This is tricky. I think he's definitely playing a safety here. I don't see him having any future banking at this, cross banking, and he's so close to the one. It doesn't really allow him to follow the cue ball and drive down under the three.
Right.
You know, if there were a little distance, he could do that. He may just look at trying to get the one up under the three and go
Yeah.
back.
So just go ahead and tie the one down,
Yeah.
and maybe send your cue ball over there by the 8.
He's going to drag under the 10, it looks like. He's going to tie the one up with the 5, I think. No, he
Oh
decided to go with
wow! Look at
inside
this.
English.
Okay, so he could really get there with the inside.
I wasn't sure if he could get past the point there, but
Right.
knowing that he could, now we see that's the best shot.
Right, and he jacked up a little bit so that he could create a better angle to get his cue ball to come down. That way, he's not just cutting across the ball.
The issue with this is going to leave a fairly easy kick safe for BJ, I'm afraid.
Okay.
I think that he's going to be able to kick across the table with a little spin, nudge the one. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It nudges the one, and the cue ball misses the 4. That would be the goal.
Let's see the overview here so you can get a better look at it.
From here, it's not as good as I thought. If he were a little closer to the 6 here, you see, he'd be able to catch the 1, and then the cue ball barely skims past the 4, and he gets a good safety out of that.
Right.
In this case, he may still be able to get the good safety, but I don't know that he can get the cue ball because of the amount of left English he's going to have to apply here
Right.
off this first rail. So overall, pretty effective, pretty effective. Makes it a little tougher, though, because to get the amount of side spin he may need here, he may have to elevate a little bit.
Right.
Almost a little Massey effect.
So, a lot of people were saying in the comments, and they were asking, they weren't really asking, but they were saying that, the shot that you had against BJ, where, you played shape to run into the 5 so that you could shoot the combo on the 4-6, right? And everybody was saying that it was off angle, and I know if you're going up there to play shape on that shot right there, then there's a shot there that you like, you know. And now,
well, I've been fortunate enough to play around a lot of the best bar table players ever of all times, and I grew up in South Carolina, and South Carolina is largely bar tables. I know the bar table, and no, this isn't to me. This isn't a bar table.
This is like a 9
This
foot,
is a 7-foot diamond.
Yeah, this is like a 7-foot big table.
But these pockets were playing, accepting that ball. Yeah, the first ball was frozen that I shot on the combo. The second ball was off, a crack, an eighth of an inch or a shade more.
Right.
Can't quite see what he's after here.
Yeah, he's just safing him up here.
Did,
This is dangerous here.
Did he get a rail here?
No.
Well, yeah, it's really dangerous now. Okay, well, the only thing that BJ can't afford to have happen here is any cling. He can't allow, any cling of the 1 ball gripping the 10 and like a little skid almost in reverse.
So it looks like he has a throw just slightly, so maybe he's going to cut this ball just a little bit.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah, it was straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would still shoot at the combination. I was playing aggressive there to get out. And I feel like shooting that combo, even I set it up and shot it a couple times, I still didn't
After
make
the
it.
match, yeah. But
I still feel
by the third shot, you had it down there.
well, given any one shot, you could miss anything. But on the bar table, what I've learned over the years is you play safe on these small tables, and oftentimes it's at your own peril.
That's
The next guy kicks it in or
that's
kicks
what
safe, and
that's
it
what me
burns
and
you.
Mike Wise were talking about. Playing on the bar table. Almost nowhere's really safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And when I was playing pool, I wanted to play power pool on the bar table. I wanted to get out a lot,
Right.
especially if the out was at hand. If it's there and then
Mhm.
you don't take it,
Right.
you're asking for fate to step
Yeah.
in and rule your world.
Yeah.
Fate's going to step in and he's going to kick that ball and get a
Yeah.
roll or something. But the out, I would still shoot that combination,
Mhm.
and I would still bet that I'll make it most of the time.
Right.
If I
Of
shot it
course.
100 times.
And I said, there's no way that he goes over there and is like unsure about what he's
Yeah.
doing there.
Now watch this spread. Watch this cue ball. Look at that. Okay, that's where BJ's devastating. He took a little power off, but he still made a ball.
Right.
Okay, he didn't get the best straight-in shot, but
Mhm.
this is great. This is a great start to be able to see the one. Don't know if he can feather this in the side and drag away from the 7 or not, but he can definitely play safety here. But BJ is devastating because he's like Dennis Okoye or Shane Van Bonen. You know, these full-time players,
Right.
they really hone in on that one ball, and when they're playing a lot of pool, they can really hit that ball squarely. You notice his cue ball, he isn't going side to side any.
Right.
He's not risking scratching in the side pockets. He's got good control, and whenever he didn't park that cue ball near the 1 or the 5 when he was playing me, it was floating straight down center table
Right.
like it just did.
And see, when I commentated your match and another match that BJ played, I don't remember which one it was, but I said the same thing. I said, if you notice, BJ's hitting the break from the same spot on the TV table every time, and he's taking his rock straight down the
He's
middle of
just
the
floating.
table.
Yeah.
So it's like he's cutting it and he's creating
That's a good
what you
shot.
would break if you could take ball in hand and put it inside the box. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So yeah, that seems to be an effective break for him.
Well, his cue ball's not getting in trouble. See,
Right.
it's coming straight back down toward the center diamond all
Right.
the time, or either stopping in the center of the table.
Right.
But it's not going side to side.
Mhm.
And I had a break or two that really, I think what cost me the match is didn't I scratch
Yeah, you
when I had
scratched
a
on the
lead?
break that one game.
Yeah, I had a
and it was
2-game lead or a
huge.
1-game lead, and I scratched
Right.
on the break.
And
So
he wins that game, and then
runs out.
he runs a 3-pack on
Yeah.
you. He runs a
Yeah.
3-pack with a chance to run 4 on you, and then I think he missed a ball in that run out is what happened. Either he missed or he got bad and he had to play
But he
safe.
passed me a 6 or
Right.
something. Had a good lead,
Yeah.
And I think I lost the match scratching on the break, I think.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, I don't play any, so I'm happy with that. I enjoy. I really enjoy. I really came because
I mean,
I
you know,
played-
everybody was rooting for you because we hardly
Well,
ever
thank
get
you,
to see
guys.
you play anymore.
I don't play, but when I get an opportunity to play Efren a little bit, we like to play some one pocket.
Right, and I
mix
saw
it
you
up.
back there earlier this week, playing with him and messing around, and I'm sure, not only was it enjoyable for you, but I'm sure everybody else that was watching had a good
I enjoy
time.
it. I love playing one pocket with Efren. I mean, the man. That's one reason so many people are here. The
Yeah.
Efren Farewell Tour. We
Yeah.
want to see him and just be around him. And he's such a likable person. But we've always had a lot of fun. He shows
For
me some
sure.
things. I even show him some shots sometimes, believe it or not.
Right.
But
And Efren,
rarely do I stump him, but once in a while.
yeah, and
Um,
Efren, being the greatest player of all time, arguably, and he's not shy about saying that he'll learn from other players, especially players who don't know how to play.
Yeah.
He always learns something from them.
When they get lucky with
What a
good
shot there.
No, he's gonna overstroked it and got behind the 5.
Yeah.
That's kind of out of his control.
Yeah.
Um,
Unless you're like Fedor or somebody that can
Yeah.
jump the ball and jumps it for shape pretty much.
Yeah. And BJ for sure had this idea of it happening, but it's just
Right.
lively.
It
You're
just-
jumping the ball, so it's
Yeah.
gonna have some bounce.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. I really enjoy playing one pocket with Efren. I had a stretch there where I won 3 in a row.
All right. Or you're
but,
betting.
Not much, not
Just
much.
a
I
couple
mean,
thousand.
fun. you know.
Just messing with you. All right, so let's see what it does here with this jump shot.
Okay, is it?
That's
okay.
gonna be painful there.
All right, now let's dissect this out.
All right.
So no 4 ball to be had.
All right, so you
Okay,
got
that's the
two,
one center
3
table.
by the side.
What does the 3 lead into? The 6? Oh, this is a cakewalk. I've got.
Well, he's got
Oh,
the
that's the
5,
5.
the 5 in the center of the table there.
Still, I've got pets that could get out from here. Um,
Yeah, one of the things I've been saying is, even though it's an out, but I always say, yeah, the guy's gonna get out a high percentage of the time from here because, things do happen. It's not like it's a complete gimme, but they're gonna get out a high percentage of the time
Yeah.
from here.
Well, look, if he can get back straight back, okay, so he now has angle. So obviously you
He's
say,
gonna go
well,
to
it
the other
crosses
side.
to the other side,
Yeah.
but there's the 8. So imagine he uses just a touch of inside to get inside of that 8, and he should
Yeah.
be fine. Or he could go outside of the 8 twice across. That's the way to play it, though.
Right. Hit the correct side of the rail there, or the correct part of the rail there, leaving himself an angle.
And you'll notice here when he plays this, he'll play the center table with an angle of the 8 into the rail.
Right.
That's the optimum angle right there.
Right.
And even with the 9, he wants to be straight in on the 9,
Mm-hmm.
or with an angle slightly into the rail, but not an angle away from the rail. See, because here he has the option to go across. It's just the correct way to play this, because it's if you're on the opposite side of the angle, you have to drag the ball away, and is more likely to miss that.
Mm-hmm.
Most people they become a little complacent playing on the bar table.
Right, because it's
so easy,
small.
and they
Yeah.
think, oh, I can't mess up. Well, that's the way I felt earlier in my second loss there. I missed the ball straight in
Yeah.
because I got down and the sun was actually coming through my the front glass there. They don't have
Right.
anything up on it yet.
Right.
And but I was already down in my stance, and you may know, you've heard me talk about this, because of my brain injury that I had.
Mm-hmm.
Once I start to drop down towards my stance, what I'm aiming at sort of disappears.
Right.
So I can't really see. I have to remember it's muscle memory, and I sight it in from above, and as I drop down, once I go down past a point, it sort of fades out and blurs
Mm-hmm.
and gets very wide.
Mm-hmm.
But the ball I was shooting was a foot and a half from the pocket. I was literally straight in,
Mm-hmm.
almost, well, maybe a hair of an angle,
Right.
but it was essentially a stop shot.
One lane, but don't push that back to move all those balls. Okay? You understand? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Our guys are discussing the rack. There's some racking issues.
It's okay if it's off here. If you're pushing it back that way, but don't pull all the balls up there and then move the one ball back like that.
Some racking discussions of. You may know BJ is very big on the rack.
Yes.
It's something he's looked at very much over the years.
Yeah.
It's so important to me.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, that was kind of funny. BJ was shouting because he has on the headphones and
Right.
he doesn't realize he's talking loud. And Roland said, "I thought you were mad at me because you were shouting."
Exactly.
Okay, funny moment. Okay, then they just had a little fist bump to get back at it.
Okay.
Oh, but anyway, as I dropped down on the shot, then it kind of fades out and it disappears. Well, I just went ahead and shot it anyway. I said, well, it was straight in. Just hit it full and you're good. And I did, and it hung up.
Right. Okay, now, as long as the 6 passes the 8, I think we're good. Or I think he's good for an open layout.
It
here.
does appear to pass, so he's going to have to go from the biggest thing here is going from down table on the 4 to get around and manufacture a shot on this 5 back
Back up table.
up to
and
the far end.
yeah,
but I
either
think
to the
that
top right or maybe the side pocket even.
Here's what I see. Given where the 4 ball sits, I
Mhm.
don't know that he'll try to come around to this side of the 5.
Right.
Okay, this is simple stuff here. Oh, that's out of line. He didn't mean to do that. He needed to stay where he was for an optimum lag shot on this too. Now he's got some work to do.
Right.
But my point is on the 5, I still think that he can play that combination and have the 5 hit in behind the 6 or maybe
Mhm.
nudge the 6 and then come back out a little bit.
Okay.
Look at how he slowed the cue ball down with
Right,
that
that-
outside of spin.
That's such a beautiful shot there. I mean, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of judgment to be able to twirl the ball that way. That way, you can hit it easy, and you can just let the spin get you there without, letting it run away from you.
You are correct. Well, looking at it live and then looking at it with the 7 ball, there are a couple of things he can do here. He needs to get back sort of near where he is for the 5-8 combination. And I think the 5 will work its way back out. Even if it rubs the 6, it'll
Okay.
still go towards the pocket.
Yeah. I
But
see
he
that.
can draw this back sharp, I think, without hitting anything. He could even use the 7. It looks like he's doing something different. Yeah, he's going with inside English.
Oh, this
That's
is
trouble.
This is trouble.
It's trouble.
This is trouble.
That's what happens
Oh.
when you get a
Right.
little loose with the cue ball on the bar
Right.
table. These, big table players tend to do that, but
Yeah,
when you
because
grow up
there's
playing
so
the-
much space on the big
Yeah.
table, to land in. So he can see a clean shot at this ball here, and if he's queuing up at it like this.
the 5 gets out of here. Watch this.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, he played it a
Oh,
little
and
different.
he landed just right
he's-
on it here. He's perfect. Yeah.
Well, it's good fortune.
Yeah. Exactly.
That was not the best way to play it. Look at this.
Okay. Well.
Such a talented player, though, that I don't think it's any issue.
Mhm.
Cut this ball in and go twice across the table, and maybe even a lag. There we go, twice across, and he's
Play it in the corner.
a little lively, a little lively.
A little far, but that's okay.
Well, no, we would never expect a player of his ability to miss this ball, right? But
Right.
every once in a while, okay,
Yeah.
this ball jumps up and bites a player. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's good.
And he landed just right. But he had a lot of pockets that he could land on for this ball.
Look at this. Would you
Oh,
have ever
see?
expected? We were just talking about that. Every once in a while,
Yeah.
and then it happens.
That's why I say, even though the layouts are open or whatever, I hate to say like, or I hate to hear people say, "Oh yeah, he's out, he's out." Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got a chance
he's
to get
supposed to
out.
be out.
He's supposed to be out,
Right.
but he's also playing, a top flight player like himself, and there's a little bit of pressure there. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I mean, we're human.
That's right. This table I noticed plays a little tighter, and that would have hung up on any of the bar tables in here.
Right.
But this particular one's a little tighter. It's gotten
Mhm.
some more wear. It just seems to be a little grippier than the
Right.
others I noticed.
Oh, well, looks like
You
we
know,
have.
if I don't know if you've spoken to this with your viewers or not,
Uh,
but we're breaking outside the box, and if you know what the box is,
right.
then well, you may not. Some people don't. This first diamond on the end rail here.
Uh-oh.
Okay, if you draw a line from the first diamond up to the head string,
Right.
over on the head string, all the way to the third diamond on this bottom rail, and then straight down too. The diamond right there behind his cue ball,
Mhm.
the bottom rail here, has to break to the left of that, or on the opposite side of the table to the right of the other one.
Right.
Somewhere in those two spaces. So what it does, it prevents the two balls behind the one, which here are the 4 and the 5, from going straight at the pockets. Like on a 9-footer, if you let, the pros tend to break from just off center, straight on, but move the cue ball over an inch and a half, 2 inches to the left or right. And what happens is with the proper timing, if you get the balls racked right, proper timing and speed control, hitting the one ball squarely,
Right.
those two balls track straight at the side pockets. And if you've watched a lot of, say, Shane Van Boening, Dennis
Mhm.
Okoye, a lot of the top pros play, they get those two balls where the speed is just right and they're going straight at the sides again
Right.
and
Every
again.
time.
And also from that center break position near where the 6 is here, for example, but maybe an inch left of that or 2 inches to the right of that. The two bottom balls, the 2 and the 3, tend to go 4 rails back to the corners at the bottom of the table.
Exactly.
So pretty common, pretty consistent break. So they've taken that away. You have to break outside of the box, so that's why we're not seeing those two balls go.
Yeah, we're having a little problem with the stream here. All of a sudden, it kind of froze for a second. So
We're offline.
yeah, it seems that way. It looked like the internet cut out is what happened because the little Wi-Fi signal came out.
Do I need to step out?
Yeah, probably so I can get in here. All right, so there's an internet issue here.
Technical difficulties,
Right, but
folks.
yeah, we're gonna just keep going, and it's recording, so yeah, they're just gonna have to play it back later until they can
Okay,
get the internet back up. So,
let's get into it, Calvin.
all right,
This is the reason why I think that you need to play 3 foul. So the
right,
person who starts the safeties and the other guy fouls first, I
right,
think you have that right. He should have to come out of what you put him in.
right.
But because with this, it can just be tap, 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 tap,
Yeah,
tap.
and then it'd just be
you
kind of
know.
like a stalemate
And
the
it's
whole
a
way.
stalemate, and the guy escapes because of the virtue of the rule.
Right,
But if you play 3 foul, which doesn't come up that often anyway with top players,
Right.
but it's just to protect them.
right. So,
So tie
actually,
something up.
actually, BJ kind of shot a good shot here to kind of free this up, where it's tough to kind of gap these balls back up again.
Well, I mean, I think he's just simply going to tie the 8 up with the 4 here again and have
Well,
BJ shoot the same shot on him again.
Well, he's taking a long time to look at this to judge up, because there's something there that if he ties the eight and the 4 up, he's giving something up. I think that's why he's looking at it for so long.
I think the 9s, there's not a good up table shot to come back and hit this ball. He's thinking he might have a chance of playing the 8, or maybe the 4 billiards off the 7 and makes the 8. There's not a return angle on this. I don't
He's
think
hitting the 9 ball. He's gonna get this.
No, he's going to spin it. And
Oh wow.
And look at this. Okay. Now it's going to give up the 8 ball combination. So BG will make this heat. What do you have to do? What you've got to do with this shot is make sure that you play position to the 4 balls position. Okay. So you see what's going to happen. He's going to play the combination. The 4 ball is going to go to our right. And what I would imagine is he just then, you can roll this ball to the rail and come off and nudge the 7, but on the far side, just to hold for a shot, I think.
Right.
So I think he'll end up with the 4 ball in the right corner here. I think he will hit the 7 after he plays the combination.
Yeah, this is that moment where you really got to be sure here.
I think it's fairly foolproof as long as you come off and hit the 7 squarely. Knock the 7 away towards the spot.
Right.
Or just, it's almost looking like he's going to play safe here.
Or maybe off the back of the 8.
Played the safety
Okay,
instead.
yeah. Kind of like a little one pocket shot there, where you clear the
Yeah,
balls out of there
it's
and you can
a carry
hold.
shot where you
Yeah.
carry a couple of balls your way. And, okay, this, in my opinion, this is where that power bar table rule comes in. It's a missed opportunity to get out.
Right.
Right. When I think the out was there, it was asking for you to run
Right.
it. It was saying, please run me.
Right.
Now, he's going to hit this 4.
Right.
He's got a chance to get lucky, make the 8, get a safety back. I think that's a missed opportunity to play the combination. All right.
Right.
And yeah, I'm saying that about the guy that beat me, but my point is, I think it really is a missed opportunity.
It's
Because that was not hard to negotiate.
right, and on the bar table, like you said, I mean, where is really safe,
Now, the good thing that BJ has is that the 6 ball is still difficult.
And see,
yeah.
there it is. It
There
comes
it
into
is.
play just like that,
But we are talking about someone
A
from the
high-
Philippines in the United States here simply to do nothing but play pool
Right.
all day and all night. And they are rock solid in pocketing balls, okay? So I think that he makes this 6 and goes across the table and back. Would you think he makes this?
Yeah.
I think so.
I say he's a big favorite to make this ball, especially after kicking that ball in.
It's not simple, okay?
It definitely isn't. I mean,
I think
this
it's maybe
ball-
50-50.
yeah,
but,
this table, yeah, he's about to break even.
but
for
here's
it.
the point. Here's my point. A minute ago, his odds of winning this game would have been 0 if you
Right.
make that combination and you run out.
Right. You pin him in the chair and he can't win.
And now he's got a chance.
Yeah, he wants to be real sure here. And he's not going to baby this ball by no means, because he doesn't want to be at the mercy of that groove in the rail either. Tough shot, right?
Okay. Well,
All right, so
in this case, it worked out for BJ. He's
Right.
fairly straight on the 6. and,
right, but you give the guy an opportunity to beat you in that spot. He
Calvin, I'll tell you where I learned this. Right here. That whole point about playing safe versus getting out when the out is at hand. I carried an article in my wallet for 25 or 30 years, and I've lost it. I don't know what became of it, but it was from the Snap magazine. Okay.
Okay.
Way back in the day. think in the 80s, 90s,
Mhm.
Snap magazine. It said something about playing safe because it's the right shot, or playing safe just because it's there.
Right.
And the author of the article was talking about a particular tournament, a big event, and he was in the finals, and he had an opportunity where he could really play a good safety, he thought, and lock the guy down with pretty good safety. He said, and he shot it, and he said, and in doing so, I broke one of my own cardinal rules, and that was exactly what it was, you know.
Right.
Playing safe just because it's there,
Right.
versus because it's the right shot.
Right.
So he played safe because it was there, and he had a pretty good one. Well, sure enough, the guy kicks it and hits it and gets lucky, and safety's in back. Then a safety battle ensues, and he gets the worst of it, and he loses the game.
Right.
But he should have gotten out there, though, you know.
Yeah.
Still a pretty good chance to get out. And he didn't, and cost him the tournament.
Well, you guys heard it here first. You know, play the safety if it's the right shot. But
Look at that.
Yeah,
And then
almost
BJ
bobbled.
almost returned the
Yeah,
favor.
almost bobbled the ball back right at him.
Okay, well, I fully expect that BJ's cue ball control is going to continue here. He's been doing a good job here of all tournament long of hitting this one ball squarely and just floating the cue ball back straight down the center of the table. I was doing a little break from the side where I was going into the side rail. So I was breaking from the opposite side. But
Right.
if he did the break I was using, he'd be breaking from here and going into the left side rail. Just hitting a hair left of square on the one. But he's going to hit him squarely, I believe. Look at that. The cue ball
Straight
never
down
hits
the
the
middle.
side rail. Okay, I'm telling you, you almost can't beat that in the long run.
Yeah.
If you're playing a guy and if you're evenly matched, even if you're maybe a half a ball better than he is,
Right. If his break
if he
is
breaks
that good,
like that, okay, over the course of time, maybe it didn't work out the best here, but if he breaks like that and his cue ball isn't going side to side, it's not running straight back towards the corner, it's not going through the rack, it's not getting kicked around, you almost can't win.
yeah. I would
If
agree.
your cue ball is getting a little bit squirrely, a little bit.
I would agree.
Okay, can
Okay.
he even, I don't think that he can even hit the three here, so he'll be pushing out somewhere.
Now, where do you push out to here, Scott?
It's tricky. See where he's indicating? That's about the only area I see right now that would be even really a good consideration without involving a kick shot, because then you're daring the guy to cut it to three. But the problem is you don't want to dare this guy sitting in the chair over here.
Yeah.
I mean, he is an absolute sharpshooter. And if he gives it back, well, then you've got to come with a tough shot yourself. So I don't exactly know. But the fact of it is, you know, when pro players push out, they typically push out to play safe. That's
Right.
typically the goal. Every once in a while, they'll push out and think, hey, I think I'm a better shot maker than you are, big
Yeah.
boy. You know?
Or sometimes they push out to something that they think the other guy's not going to see. Like,
Yeah.
you'd see, like, back in the day, you'd see Efren, like, push out to a shot where he's going to shoot,
Yeah.
you know, a kiss shot or something like that, where he's shooting the object ball at another object ball and kissing it
Exactly.
in.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's where one pocket player can trick, you know,
right. Just your kind of.
sometimes. Okay, so he has left. What has he left? Is this a half ball? Can you see about half of the three? Okay,
Maybe.
so the things that he's got to deal with here. If he hits the right side of the three, he's got to consider his cue ball going towards that lower right corner here. Or maybe he can get into the bottom rail and then the side rail. So this is where you judge the difficulty of the shot and decide whether you want to give this back or not. I'm thinking that he may try to feather this ball so thinly and come two rails, but that's very hard to do. I think in the end he's going to shoot this ball and go to the bottom rail here, the head rail, and then the side rail if possible. But I don't even like that. This may be one that he could get back. But you know, he's such a talented player. He may just have something here that's within his control that isn't jumping off the page. It's tough back here from the booth, isn't it? You know, you want to be able to walk around and see just what they see, and then you can call your shot.
Right.
Did he give it back? He did. He did.
Yeah.
All right. From just what I'm guessing. Okay, that helps. See, I'm afraid that he can't hit enough of the 3 to bank the 3 past the 9 over there safe
Right.
and drag the cue ball 1 rail towards a little bead under the diamond
Yeah,
and
'cause
back
then-
behind the 8-7.
Yeah, because then both balls are just kind of laid up.
Yeah, I think he has to go forward with the cue ball some here.
He could actually hit
Look
a
how
good bit
smart.
of it.
Look how smart he faked us out. Well, that's good, but he's playing a guy who's very talented with the jump cue.
All these guys are good with the jump cue.
One saving grace for BJ may be that, this isn't a jump stop shot. If he jumps at this, it's going to go into the rail and then back across towards the 9. Where does it go? But, any kind of shot on the bar table is, he may end up with a bank on the 4
Yeah.
side here. Let's see. The trick with this shot is not overhitting it and going off the table.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's an art that you learn from jumping a ball close proximity. You got to get the cue ball dropping back down just on the other side of the 8 and bouncing. You don't want it airborne all the way from where it is to almost the 3, because then you're going to go off the table. You have to hit this
Can
with a
he
light
jump
touch
Can
and
he
you
jump
back
and
off.
bank this 3 ball and then stick there for the 4?
Not to make it. No, because he wouldn't get it. There might be a kiss to make that.
Okay, yeah, he was jumping to cut it in.
Well, it's not terrible, all things considered, but it's not good. BJ can play a pretty good safety here. I think he can. It's almost a full stop shot, but cut it like 1 to 2% and just slide
in
right up,
behind the 6.
right up between the 6 and the rail. This guy, BJ has that kind of touch. He can do that. The 3 ball would then bank 2 rails, sort of up between the 4 and the 10, maybe. Yeah. Well, maybe even hit the 4, but the other thing, he can feather it towards the 6, play 2 rails out of there, and go back between the 5-9. But you could just cut it in. I think that's the shot on the bar tip, to be honest.
He was looking at cutting this ball in and checking his cue ball so that he can come up and back down.
Well, there's really no up and back down with a 5 there. You go up to between the 5-9, you might hit the 10. I say go at the 4 here.
With inside?
Yeah, just feather it with inside. Play the ball, just barely pocket speed, and go at the 4, and take what you get. You're the favorite to get a shot.
Right.
Because it'd be different if the 5 weren't there and you could go up and down twice. But I say you just go at the 4 and just see what you get. That's what he did, and he
At
hit the
the
5.
five,
So
yeah.
yeah, you noticed the inside. He was trying to go at the
Right.
4, and it caught the edge of the 5, which is okay.
Yeah.
But he's at a shot, at the table with a shot that he's supposed to make. Roll this in, and cue ball plays 1 rail towards center table.
Right. Looks like we're back up live here. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties with the internet here, and it cut out for a second. So the match is recorded, so you guys can go back and watch what you missed there in the little stalemate tussle that they had for a second there.
Yeah, it was a lot of a safety battle, so I'm hoping the folks out there didn't miss a lot.
Yeah.
He was just indicating like he might sort of kill this ball there for the 5 in the side, but he could do that or he could flip forward. He did that, but this is okay. Now this is where I'm curious
The
if
4-6 is it?
well, this is one I don't know if he goes for this. This might be the time to play safe. Remember the old Efren tickle?
Yeah.
Well, he's looking at the combination and young, aggressive, style of player.
Right.
I think that maybe playing this might be the way to go. But you know how Efren used to feather this ball, just thin it into the 6 and go 2 rails and spin down behind the 5 down there towards all that chalk. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with going after this. Just he understands the 4 is going to come up. Yeah, look at that. The ball seemed to stay high, didn't it?
Oh wow.
Okay, well now, now I feel certain BJ would be out from here. I don't know, 97 out of 100, maybe.
97 out of 100 is real strong.
It is strong. I've seen the
But
best in the
yeah.
world miss shots, out of the,
Yeah.
but maybe 94 out of 100. I don't know.
In the high 90s.
Yeah, I think
Somewhere in the 90s.
No, stay near this side rail, I think. Yeah. Some guys drive that ball, hit the side rail, and come down here to the bottom rail, but that's no good.
Yeah, because you need this angle right
Yes, you need this angle to come around the 7 for the same pocket. Very good. Low right twirl, a little bit of spin. And I think come back up in a similar area. 8 in the same pocket.
here. Looks that way.
Oh, he had a bit of right there.
Yeah,
A little more than.
I think he was just trying to make sure that he goes away from the 9.
No, here I feel like he's going to play that 9 in the right side. I think he just drives. See what he was indicating? Thanks, BJ. He's just indicating. Just drive this with a high ball. And you're still staying on this side, our side of the 9 ball, to go down table for the 10. Yeah, very conservatively on this side of the. So he can do this a couple of ways. I like, well, I don't know, I need to be live at the table. He may have to go to the end rail with this, looking at it live. Looking at it on the camera, it looks like he just draw it to the side rail. But I think that was the way to play it, because I had the benefit of seeing it live versus you guys at home. There's often a little distortion
Yeah.
on the camera versus live. Angles look a little more or less. I texted Jeremy Jones a couple of days ago, I think Friday, and well, called him and then sent him a text, and he was busy and got back to me later, asked him what's up. And he told me he was actually in the booth when I called. He was doing some commentary for a juniors event or something.
Okay.
I forget exactly what it was. Some sort of a juniors event. Jeremy Jones, former Moscone Cup player, Moscone Cup captain, U.S. Open winner,
Right.
U.S. Open one pocket winner. Yeah, good dude.
Arguably one of the best commentators.
Oh, he for sure is. I can tell you that. I mean, I've been in the booth many hours with Jeremy Jones, and he's good. He's good. Rock solid. Knows his stuff. And somebody I really like doing commentary with, just because he cracks me up. It's Billy and Cardona. He's really good. Well, Nick Varner too. I've been pretty lucky to do some commentary with a lot of the great players, Buddy Hall even. Just lots of people, but yeah, I like the ones like Jeremy that keep it all very serious and talk, just very much about the play every
Right.
time. And then I like some where they're Billy and Cardona. People like it lighthearted sometimes too, and talk some stories about,
Right.
Efren. He's told me some great Efren stories, and if they've mentioned this, guys, we're here because this is an Efren Reyes. Oh, he needed a little bit of twirl there. Okay,
Oh.
yeah, that 3 is a huge ball to get behind. A touch of left English would have helped there.
Right.
Or either just maybe a millimeter more cut on the 2,
yeah.
and he would have been behind it. This allows things to happen. There could be a billiard on the 10 and a safety, okay, if he doesn't make the 10. See, banks the 2 up this way, billiards at the 10, and the cue ball may end
Goes
up back behind the
to
5-8.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking at it already.
But yeah, Billy and Cardona, I'll tell you the story that he told me about Efren one time. Since Efren is the man of the hour, here's the
Right.
one that everyone came here to see. This is the Efren Farewell Tour, and he's here in Aiken to visit her. Look at that. And look at the cue ball.
Right, and he
Okay,
gets safe.
had he not made the 10.
He's safe.
Yeah, he was very aware of all that happening. So, great shot, Roland Garcia. So that gives him one more on the board. Okay, Billy and Cardona was at a tournament somewhere. I forget where this was. No, keep in mind that he and Efren were friends.
Right.
Good friends.
Right.
Okay. And Efren came into the practice arena, the tournament room. This is before the tournament began, or maybe in the practice room. I don't recall, but Billy says there were a lot of tables out there. So Efren comes in. Billy was sitting over there reading the newspaper, having a cup of coffee. Efren came in before the tournament early.
Right.
Got all the balls, walked to the table. And he didn't just go to any table out in the open or out in the far corner. He went to the one right where Billy was sitting,
Right.
right there behind the rail, and takes out, 15 balls, rolls them all out on the table, and just proceeds to go ahead and run out.
Right. Rotation.
Yeah. Never spoke to Billy, never said hello to, hey, Billy,
Yeah.
or anything. He takes all 15 balls out on the table again, takes ball in hand, runs out, Now, I don't want to add flair to this story, because I don't want to not tell the story on accurately. I think that he may have said Efren switched hands, ran out opposite handed. Now, you could take that, maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it was just that he did it again. But I know that he said he did it twice. Okay. And then he took all the balls, put them back in, and then walked back away with them. Never spoke to Billy.
Right.
And he said, loud and clear, Mr. Reyes, message is taken.
Yeah.
He's like, he's here to win this tournament. He's here to, he's in the zone. He's in the mood right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Sent him a little mental message.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Look at the options. Safety play here. Could play the combination, and the cue ball is going to go a little bit if he shoots at that. And that's not BJ's style. I don't think he would shoot that combo, not knowing full on where the one's going. So he's going to play safe here.
lot of blockers, and he's got the give.
I don't know.
He's got.
Can you see it?
It looks like he has a look at it.
That 6 is the edge that may get him. I don't
Right.
know. But maybe he could billiard the 2. Maybe he could bank the 1 back down below the 5 at the bottom row, or the 4 that is. Yeah, that's a small window to get in. That's more likely to leave a shot. I don't think he will do that.
Now the 10 ball being so close to the side here, like if he can shoot this bank like you're saying and billiard the 2,
Yeah. And that's on. That's very likely.
and it might send the 1 like towards the edge of the 10, don't you
Yeah,
think?
it could if he cuts it back some. Oh, he's slow rolling it. Okay. Well, I guess he did not want the
Okay.
2 to go. Didn't want it to go.
Right.
And that's what I was saying. He could put the 1, but that's a small area to get in. Do you see if the cue ball were out? That
Yeah.
gives up a shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott, so tell us about Luke Salvis.
Tell you about Luke Salvis.
Yeah.
Okay, Luke Salvis, the Canadian player.
Right.
They called him Machine Gun Luke Salvis, like we had
Right.
Machine Gun Lou Butera.
Yeah.
Okay. Luke Salvis, I think he even may have won the ESPN Speed Pool Challenge one year or something. But he plays incredibly fast, and he's always been that way. And but I was playing Luke Salvis years ago at the Derby City Classic at the old venue, if you remember, the Executive West Hotel in
Right.
Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville proper, not across the river as it is now.
Not in Indiana.
Yeah, that has since been bulldozed and new construction there, I think. But I really liked it there. Well, Luke Salvis and I are playing a match in what they call, I think. Oh, you really got a hold of that one. Jump shot. A lot of power. Need to lighten up on that. Well, so we're playing a match, and it was Nils Fayen. Okay, do you know
Okay.
Nils Fayen?
Yeah.
Okay, Nils Fayen got down on a shot, and I remember because I saw him do it. They had this grid work of like, I don't know, that spanned across like 4 or 5 tables. They had these grids, systems built on the sides. They go up and then they go over the tables, and they have this grid system and steel or aluminum construction, and they supported the lights across about 5 tables side by side by side.
Okay.
Nils Fayen went to look at a shot, so he wanted to squat down and look at it. So he backed up, stuck his butt out, and bumped into this thing. He's trying to squat down and look at a shot, and he bumped into this whole contraption. All of the tables had these lights that were made to look like pool balls. They were about 1.5 feet in diameter,
Right.
and they had lights inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they would glow like the red number 3, and we were on like table 48 or something, or
Right.
whatever. So it was like a strike ball. It said 48 or something, so a table marker. And this whole thing starts to go back and forth and shimmy, 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 and I'm
Right.
thinking, okay, it's going to slow down in a second. And all the lights on across 5 tables are starting to shake back and forth, back and forth. Well, it didn't slow down. It kept going, and it got a little worse and a little vibration. And next thing you know, the light falls off of the top of the light somehow, or at the end of the light, shatters on the end of the pool table. Shards of hard plastic go everywhere. It's like glass shattering,
Yeah.
but it's plastic. Go everywhere, all in the cloth, everywhere. And we had to stop the match, and we had a gentleman's agreement on putting the balls back where they were. And it ended up in capturing this photo contest in the back of one of the pool magazines, Inside Pool or Billiards Digest or something like that, Pool and Billiard, capturing this photo, but with the ball fell and shattered all on the table. But anyway, it was just kind of funny. Okay, just to move that cue ball over a little bit, he kind of jammed it in just a slight cut because he didn't have much to work with.
Right.
Nice. That's maximum spin there with
Yeah.
a slower speed, so the spin really, really grabs. I think BJ said that's good. Folks, we're coming to you live from Rack and Grill 3 here in Aiken, South Carolina. My friend Mike Newsom's new pool room. And what has he got? 23, 24 brand new diamonds, something like that.
Yeah,
A
he's
billiard
got-
table, snooker table.
It's got 11 bar tables. I want to say how many 9-footers do you
I
think
don't know,
that
but
is?
it's 23 or 24 diamonds.
Okay.
So some half diamonds, half bar tables, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
He's got a billiard table, snooker table,
Bumper pool
bumper
table.
pool table. I mean, dart boards, all kinds of great
It's
food.
15,000 square feet of fun. If you're in the area, stop by 522 York Street, Aiken, South Carolina.
It's an old grocery store.
Yeah, it used to be a Save-A-Lot, if
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
mistaken. Yeah.
But he's also got the Rack and Grills in Augusta.
Right, he's got two in Augusta. He's got one off of Washington Road, and then he's got another one off of Highway 56, um, both in Augusta, Georgia. They have a monthly tournament on the first Saturday of the month at Rack and Grill 2 on Highway 56. And then here we have a bar table tournament on the third Saturday of every month. So, guys, come check it out. Money added to the event. Big shout out to Mike Newsom for putting on this event, first of all, and also a big shout out for him adding extra money because,
Today. He
yeah,
added it
today.
today.
Yeah, today.
Added some more. Because some people, he said, I'm learning as I go. I haven't
Right.
gone too many of these big events, and I realized some people had to stay in hotels and a little extra money. So those of you that had to stay still in the tournament, I decided to add another 1,000 today.
Right.
On Sunday
Yeah.
after there were 16 players.
Yeah.
It was maybe down to 12 or 16 when he did that, just to add more money to help those out.
Right. And guys, if you don't know Mike's motto or his catchphrase is "Make pool great again," and I mean I believe he's doing it. We've had two really big events here. The last event was on the 9-footers, and we had Federer Gores, Jesus Intencio, uh, Jonathan Hennessy. I mean, we just had a bunch of pros. Jeff DeLuna.
Yep, Jeff DeLuna, Josh Roberts,
Yeah, I mean the names go
the
on.
Russian Yevgeny Stalov.
Yeah, the names just go on and on
Yeah.
from that tournament, and that was a great event as well.
Okay, with this rack here is interesting. You see, he's looking at the 5 because the 5 blocks the 4 passing into that corner later.
Right.
The 4
so he
may
wants
be
to
a
go ahead and clear
tight.
this.
Yeah, the 4 could be tight in the side, but it may go. Another issue is this 3 ball, which I see him making sure that he plays a good angle on the 2 so that he can get down under the 3. Play the 3 by the 6 ball up there, most likely. Okay, nice
Okay.
knowledge of pool. Rail first with that ball, billiard off the 5.
And now he's got the 5 in a good spot.
Yeah, very good spot, laid up. And this was great because he stopped his ball to play the angle that he wanted. He didn't have to work to get there. It was
Right.
simply a stop shot.
So now I think that's a 3 ball by the 10. So he's just going to come across the table and play in the upper left hand corner.
That's good control. Now this is where you gauge how much of this rail you have
Right.
between the 4 and the side pocket. Is he
Now-
going to hit the point? Does he get straight in? Or
Now
can
does he
just-
try to draw all the way and just touch the rail barely here?
Depends.
Okay, so
that-
he must have a lot more rail there.
You're right. Or some guys, I don't mind playing the point sometimes if I know it's going to come back near where it is. Just don't
Right.
get crazy with it. Play the point, but he doesn't have to if he's got rail there.
Yeah.
And he's kept the optimum angle to fall on the 6, and he'll spin 2 rails and then come away from the rail, keeping an angle. No, he flat ball. Okay. Judging from where he is, I guess that's the best play. He's at the table, so you
Have
have
you
to.
come 2 rails at this ball or just one down?
He got in the spot where I would come to, because you get to float the ball and let the weight of the ball do the work.
There you
I
go.
wouldn't draw that ball because you can underhit it, you can overhit it.
Right.
Plus, with that shot, you're certain of your line that it's going to
Yeah,
take.
you're coming right at the 7 ball, so you're never in fear of going too far down.
That's perfect here. This is just about 3/4 or 4/5 of the ball, maybe somewhere in that range. Maybe 3/4 with just a high ball. You don't even need left on this. Let the weight of the ball, and you barely miss the 10. Yeah, like that. Yeah, and then you don't put that left side pocket in play in the least.
Yeah. Okay, and Roland gives him the 10 ball there. Roland's going to take a break here. How do you feel about guys taking a break when it's your shot? Or do you think it matters? Or
I think some people don't think about that. That's for us warriors. People like me that worry about stuff.
right?
I worry about that sort of thing. Others might not. Or maybe they just don't realize. They figure in between games it's anybody's game. Take a break. I don't know. I try not to get too offended about things. I think people find reasons to be offended about a lot of
Right.
stuff in pool. A lot of times there's no intention. Like
No,
sometimes with the
no
rack
ill
stuff.
will or anything
Yeah,
like
somebody
that. You know.
somebody doesn't mean anything necessarily sometimes with the rack. I wish I don't know any racking tricks, but even if I did, I wouldn't use them because that's cheating, you know. But I don't know any racking tricks, but I'm not one to do that anyway. I don't think
Right.
that should be part of the game. I think that the best trick is to rack them good. Rack them as good as you possibly can. That's the best thing for them really blowing up. You know, I'm not doing anything like, I don't want to ever try to roll anything back or, you know, doing anything like that. Um, I, d- I don't think there's ill will in most of these things.
No, definitely no bad intentions
Yeah.
there.
There are those that are known to do things, like with the
Right.
9-ball rack, rack your own.
Right.
They're known to maybe tilt the rack a hair to manipulate it where the corner ball goes better. But really, the best 9-ball rack is just a good frozen rack to
Yeah.
make the corner ball go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know about the 9-ball rack and how to get that corner ball to go? Have you seen it? There's even my friend Joe Tucker has the old
Oh
video,
yeah.
Racking Secrets
Well,
with Joe
you know,
Tucker.
well, you want to you want to at least have the L frozen is
Yeah.
what they call it. I think.
On the side of the wing ball.
You're right.
That's 4 balls down. The say you have the 1-5, the corner ball is the 3, and then the 8, or around that corner. Those 4 need to be in a line, frozen up. So the, what did I say? 1, 5, 3, 8. That means the 3 is your corner ball. The 3 is the ball that's going to go.
Right.
You need to break on the same side of the table as that 3.
Right.
Okay. 1, 5, 3, 8. So you're breaking on the same side as the 3. That's the ball that's going to go. But then on the next side, now I've never seen Joe's video, but I think it is just from what I know. The say it's the 1, 4, 9. Okay, those need to be frozen, I think. Or I don't know. I just know that line over there, somewhat at least a few in, needs to be frozen. So
Right.
is that
Well,
what you know it as?
all right. So how I know, whenever I rack the balls, this is what I think about. You're you're never gonna get a perfect rack when you're racking them by hand, anyways. You know, you don't have a template, so they all freeze up. So when you're racking the balls, what I'm doing is I'm racking them, and I take the rack. I take the rack away, and I look to see. When I'm looking down there, I'm looking to see what side I'm gonna break from, because usually the one ball is gonna not be touching one of the other balls on the second row
Well, we disagree there. I think you've got to re-rack those to get that.
until you get both of the balls behind the one frozen.
What I've found from experience at tournaments and all is most of these top players, they come to the table anyway and before the match, and they make sure they rack a few times and see how it's racking.
Right.
And they make sure that, you know, because these good players and the tables get trained a little bit. They sort of,
Right.
the balls will freeze up a certain way. You find out if they freeze a hair high of the spot, a hair below the spot.
Right.
But, you know, not much, but just
Right.
you'll find it. Because inevitably some idiot has come in and just pounded all the balls and tapped them in.
Exactly.
And but you know, for the most part, if you're playing 9-ball, especially on the bar table, but you've all seen the pros on TV breaking off the rail, the side rail, and they're making the corner ball on the same side, and then oftentimes they're even spinning the one inside using the cup break. That's typically when, like at the U.S. Open years ago, they had us racking the 9-ball in the spot. Okay,
Right.
so the one is high, so it made it a little harder to make the corner ball, but the one would spin in the side with the cut break.
Right.
Well, you know you know, in Augusta, I was doing some of the commentary there. Did you notice what Fedor was doing? Fedor Gorst, and he won the tournament, by the way. World champion Fedor Gorst from Russia, young man.
Right.
He was not only making
The one in the
the
side.
one inside, but he was, even though the 9 was on the spot, he was still making the corner ball.
Right. He's still making the wing ball.
Yeah, the wing ball, the one inside, and it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. The 2 ball, okay, in the back of the rack, 9-ball rack, was banking off the bottom of the rail,
Coming
coming
towards
back,
that.
hitting a ball in timing shot into that same bottom right corner.
Right.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. So very many of his breaks, he made 3 balls.
Yeah.
And he did that a couple of times in a row here and there, and it just kept doing it, kept doing it. Well, I like this on the screen, one pocket. What is that about? What's the one pocket logo I just saw?
Are you talking about the one that has the one
Yeah,
and then
with the P?
PKT at
Yeah.
the bottom?
Is that just a clothing line?
I think it's a clothing line, if I'm not mistaken, because I've seen a lot of people with these hats on and shirts lately. So I think
Okay.
I think it's an apparel line somebody came out
One
with.
pocket. Well, I like it already.
All right, we're back here.
Look at the cue ball, though. No, it's floating, but it's not bouncing side to side.
Right.
Didn't get a great result there, but you know, he's in control. The problem here, players of this caliber, this is going to be difficult to push out to, because it's going to be hard to push out to somewhere where your opponent won't take this and take advantage of those 4 balls up table
Right, because you can put
as a wall, and these 3 to the right as a
Right.
wall. So you have to have that in mind when you push out.
Yeah, you don't want to push out to a spot where the guy's gonna play you safe and have you looking at the back of these balls.
He's, the bad part about this too is being tree topped over a ball. He can't. I don't know. He can't shoot that ball away and drag up under the 3-7 here with the cue ball. But it's very close to frozen, so that'd be maybe a double kiss anyway.
Right.
This is so hard because it's hard to even feather the left side of it here, the pocket side. Okay, now here's a potential Efren Reyes shot.
Now, do you think he goes for this 2-rail kick on the 1?
Yeah, and I see what he's looking at.
Yeah.
That's his cue ball's path.
Right.
You play 2 rails, catch the 1. The 1 feathers over along the head rail here. Cue ball goes up table and to the right for position on the 2. If the 1 doesn't go, it may get safe behind the 3-7. Now he just threw his hand out like, well, what else am I going to do?
Yeah.
So we may very well see him shoot at something like that. That's what we've learned from Efren over the years is that, you can create something out of nothing. Oh, he caught the 4, but he made the ball. Okay, so he gets to do it again. Now this is going to be nasty for Roland here. This will be nasty for Roland. He's going to be eating the back of the 6 and 7 ball, maybe. But there could be something better, so it's always good to look. There might be a better play. Actually looking at it live, it might not be as good as I thought. Yeah.
He looks like he's lining up like he's gonna play the 2 off the 6 here.
Well, I just stood up and looked out of the booth, and it's
Or no,
not.
he's not.
That's what I thought
Yeah.
originally, eating the back of those balls.
Okay.
But see, the only issue I was thinking is it's going to be easy to hit.
Right.
So when you're playing these guys, and listen, he's traveling with Efren, right?
Right.
So, and he's from the Philippines, so he knows about kicking. And Efren taught us
Do you
about.
kick the bottom side of this too and send your cue ball back down the table?
He was kicking it full on to
Okay.
make it, full on to make it, and he
And he made something else.
Okay, no, see what he just did? He waved his hand in
Right.
apology, apologizing for the roll there.
Right.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
And I try to be the nice guy in the pool room all the time, but that's not something you didn't mean to luck it in.
It's part of the game. You know?
You didn't mean to luck that ball in. I don't think you should apologize for lucking one in. So if you really are sorry about it, what, are you not going to take it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because, whenever guys say, "Oh, I'm sorry about that," yeah, but you're sorry about it. But
you're grateful about it too.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I tried to be as respectful as anyone to my opponent. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Like a lot of players, you know who the players are. They're,
Yeah.
oh, you got so lucky with this. Well, yeah, I know I got lucky. I got lucky. Everyone watching knows that I just got lucky.
Right.
So because of that, do I really need to apologize? Now look at this. He doesn't want an angle into the 10 on the 7 ball. So he needs to go across the table and back. See, look, and he showed the powerful stroke there to get to this side of the 7. So that way his cue ball doesn't run into the 10 and prevent him from getting back on the 8, right?
Yeah, whenever guys just say, "Oh, I'm sorry about that," and I just say, "Oh, that's part of the game." Just
Yeah, I agree.
like,
Do you know what I
don't
like to do? I don't react at all. I'm not disgusted about it. I can't say that because here I was at this tournament. I don't want that to happen. No. But I mean, I think you ought to just not react at all. That just happened. Oh well. Can't do anything about that. He didn't mean to do it.
yeah.
Because when it happens to me, when I get lucky, and it wasn't intentional.
Yeah,
It's just part of the rules.
I just tell them, "Don't be. It's part of the game." It's,
Yeah.
it's fortune.
Yeah. And if it's going to work out for you and him. You just
Right.
never know when. You
Right.
might get multiple rolls in one match, and then the next match the other guy gets all. But that's pool. And
Right.
I'm never mad at my opponent for getting rolls. You can't be. He didn't mean to get rolls.
Yeah. He was trying. He was trying to make the ball.
Yeah,
If it
just happened that way.
yeah.
And the thing about it is, people told me after one of my matches, yeah, but that guy just had, 4 2-10 combos in a row on you. Well, he did. But let's look at why he had some of those.
Yeah.
I hung the 2-10. One shot, I lagged it in, expecting to make it, but didn't make it, and then 2 was in the proximity of the 10.
Right.
If I had hit it with pace, the 2 banks and goes up table, and even if the 10 hung, the 2's at the
Right.
other end of the table, somewhere with the traffic. So, I mean, I look at what I could control when I was at the table.
That's right.
I look at a loss, and I look back at the balls that I missed, or the mistakes that I made when I didn't stick a safety, or
There
I
you
didn't
go.
hit a shot. You know, that's how I could have changed it. I can't change it by wishing he wouldn't have gotten lucky on me once. Okay, see that? Loose cue ball. Bouncing around. Notice this cue ball hit the right side rail.
Right.
Then caught a ball, timed it right into the corner here. BJ's cue ball is staying out of trouble just a hair more. Makes it hard to beat someone like that who is a great run-out player. You know, I used to like to play guys where just, you know, break and then no matter what, like a ghost contest. Play, you know, you play 10 ball or I play 10 ball and you get so many racks, I get so many racks. After the break, you know, you get ball in hand no matter what. And see who does the most out of whatever, 40, 30. Or just play 15 ball rotation, breaking ball in hand. Or, you know, just see who runs the most. Because I like to think that after the break when I was playing, I could really beat some people that way with the play on the table. Where I felt I would lose sometimes was the power of the break. They're making the corner ball, and I can't get it to go because it's about the rack, right? You know, back before all the template racks came out.
Right.
You know, 15 years ago when I was playing a lot of pool and maybe. Let's play where the break isn't such a big deal. It's more about the play.
Yeah.
And then I like my chances with a lot of people. You know, he might use the 7 as a stopper. He's playing an angle. He could float right up into space here. But or he could take ball in hand, use the 7 as a stopper, and just draw back and nudge the 7. That's what I may have done. That way I don't get topped over the
now
7.
You're not topped over it.
But yeah, he played it with just a lag, and that's fine too. He could. But definitely will be. If the 3 passes the 8, he needs to play it there.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to come across to the other side because you're dealing with the 7 and the 8 to get back on the 4 on the head rail, or the foot rail. So yeah, this is how he plays this. He will have his option. If he stays on the low side of the 3, he will just have to avoid the left side pocket, and he'll have his option of how to play to the 4. Do you go between the 4-10, or do you go between the 5-9? Depends on the angle that he gets here. And if he stuns this ball, is it going to go right at the side pocket, or can he hit just above it? So he may choose to top right this ball with a lot of spin. Yeah, see where he just pointed? So that tells us that he'll play this ball with top right. If he stays on that course of thinking, he may change his mind. Okay, it looks like he's cueing it low. Oh, he's drawing it. He's got an angle to draw it. Okay, I couldn't tell that, doesn't it? On the monitor, it doesn't look the same.
I didn't want to stop you there. You were
on a roll.
You were on a roll there, and I was thinking, you know, he can
Please
just draw
stop me.
this ball straight through the gap there.
Yeah, please stop me. Sometimes I'm overanalyzing, and I didn't look at that one yet.
We hit every option possible.
Yeah, well, I
Except for
really
that one.
thought he had a bigger angle than that.
Right.
Okay, again, he has his choice. Do you like staying down there for the 6, or do you like lagging this ball in and coming center table?
Now, if I trust the table, then I'm probably gonna lag this ball in and come to the center of the table.
I like that too.
Where he's pointing
You
at.
know why? Because you don't have to
jack
elevate.
up. Yeah.
Yes. You hit it with a level stroke, so it makes pocketing the ball easier.
Right.
Your ball just plays a side rail and comes out center table. If you shoot it down there and draw back to the bottom rail, you've got to jack up to get to the bottom of the cue ball. It makes the shot twice as hard.
Exactly.
It is still routine on a bar table, but this isn't a bar table.
Right.
This is a 7-foot diamond. Bar table is like a valley or dynamo where the angle cut of the pocket sucks the ball in if it hits inside the point. This you can hang balls.
Yeah.
Plus the deeper shelf.
And even if you jack up and hit this ball, the pace that you're gonna hit it at, it's real easy to get loose here. You rolling this ball right here, you can control it a whole lot better.
Well, there's nothing more to talk about with this rack. So you been exercising lately? Eating healthy? What?
Oh man. That's the worst question to ask me. When do I ever eat healthy, Scott?
Well, my point is we could talk about the weather. Because this ought to be a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
What, playing on the diamond bar? No, it's got a little bigger angle here, but he can slow it down. Even if he topped it in and stroked this ball, went up and down and back, he's fine. But he's looking like he can drag this ball with the bottom left stroke and get into that side rail there. Bottom left, a lot of spin. Yeah, enough bite there to hit the rail. Be straight in. You know, you can. A lot of people say they shake their heads. Oh, that bar table. It's a bar table. But you can learn so much about even on bar tables, especially a good bar table like a diamond bar table.
Right.
What you learn about is playing good pool, playing clean pool.
Yeah,
Okay.
because on the bar table there's so much congestion that you got to
There
be
is.
surgical with your cue ball in the opening of the racks, especially because there's so much congestion there. If you're playing good pool, now if you're just kind of hacking away at it and just running into everything, and you know, depending on your shot making, because you know you feel like you can make everything because you know the longest shot you're gonna have is 7 feet, you know, then you're
Yeah.
not really playing good pool, you know.
Yeah. Well, a lot of pool purists, they think that all pools should be on 9-footers.
Right.
In a perfect world, maybe so. But a lot of people are just hesitant to come to the 9-footers because they're a little intimidating.
Right.
They can occasionally run out on the bar tables, more so
Mhm.
than on the 9-footers. And a lot of room owners, let's face it, a 9-foot table takes up a lot more real estate. You know, and it's hard to pack a bunch of those into a room. Um, and it's just going to a lot of bar table pool. But the thing is, if you work on playing good, clean pool, playing proper angles, it really, you can learn and progress as a player, even playing on the bar table. Okay, that's rare from BJ. There's a case where BJ had his cue ball running down table, and collided with some balls. He got timing shots into the corner pocket from scratch. Cue ball got away a little bit there, which doesn't happen a lot with him. But that might be the opening here that Garcia needs to tie it up.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. We're just having so many internet problems today. It's actually the internet that's the issue here. It's kind of out of our control. But yeah, we're back. We're back on. What you might have missed there was BJ running out a wreck that he's gonna get out a high percentage of the time there.
This is a great shot. Very straight, but a little bit angle, a little flat. Hit it with a low right ball. He'll catch the rail just before the pocket like that and spin up into position. He got a little close to his work.
Okay, I think he's below it, so he still has an angle to get to
Yeah.
the 5.
He can play the 5 in the right side
Mhm.
easily, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just pointed where he wanted to be off of
Yeah.
that shot because he overstroked it. But watch this cue ball spin here. Oh, he just pure stun with a little. He's good.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that was a little touchy there. It almost went another roll.
Let's get back to what I was talking about
Okay.
here versus the bar table and the big table. Yeah, I mean, it needs to be big table pool, but doesn't mean you can't jump up vastly. Improve your game on the. Well, that was questionable. He needed a little straighter ball. Now he's going to have to move the cue ball a couple of rails, a few rails. Let's see if he can just draw the. No, I don't think he needs to go the rails, doesn't he? Yeah, go the rails. Oh my goodness. Okay, look at that.
Really
Even on the bar
uncharacteristic.
table, a world-class player with an 800 something, an 800
Right.
Fargo rate can miss a ball. Okay.
That's why I keep saying, whenever people see an open layout and a pro player,
Oh, he's out. Yeah.
oh he's out, oh he's out. Anything can happen, man. The ball could roll a hair further than it needs to go. The guy could miss the shot. I mean,
It's complacency. When he played that shot and didn't nudge the ball the correct way, he
Mhm.
nudged it straight down table. He needed to tuck his cue ball. And also, that has to do with what side of the pocket he played that ball to.
right.
But anyway, back to what we were talking about there.
Mhm.
I tell guys all the time when I work with some guys
Right.
with pool lessons, even if you're just playing with 3 balls on the table, okay, you play triangles, groups of 3. You're shooting the 1, getting position on the 2, but a certain kind of position on the 2 that leads you into the 3, right?
Mhm.
Well, just practice at home, or at the table wherever your local pool room, even with just 3 balls. You
Right.
can learn things and you can improve. Make sure you're coming into the next ball in the proper line, the proper angle, entering
Right.
the position zone versus crossing the position zone,
Right.
all of these things. Make sure that your pool is clean pool. You're getting
Right.
close enough to your work. You're playing the proper line. All that sort of thing. It's not just making balls, And that's the problem a lot of bar table players learn, that they just fire balls in. It doesn't matter if they get on the left side or right side of the angle. They can usually get out, But when you start playing clean pool, that translates nicely to the big table. Yeah, the 9-footer, you're sure you may find shot making a hair tougher for a little while, but that's going to come. If you get in those habits, if you're always trying to play clean lines and get on that next ball the right way, yeah, it
Yeah.
pays dividends.
What Scott's saying there is, guys, when you're practice with a purpose. Don't go out there and just beat balls around. You know, anybody can beat those balls around.
Yeah, and then when you're playing that 3-ball groups of 3 with 9 balls, 10 balls, The rest of the balls are just traffic.
Yeah.
You simply alter your lines with a touch more spin, a touch less spin,
That's
a
right.
little stun.
That's right.
And if you're a beginner starting out, understand stop shots and stun shots, your 90-degree tangent line. It's all pretty, that's day one stuff, lessons. And then pattern play is where it's at. A lot of people overdo the word stroke. They think so much about my stroke, how to get my stroke. Look, stroke is simple. Stroke is nothing but backswing and force and front swing with that arm. And accurate tip placement.
Yes.
Okay? If you're good and level with that, those things you can work out fairly quickly. I think people tend to overthink that and to get caught up with that word. And they limit to where they can get because they don't learn pattern play.
That's right.
Okay, can you cut this in, go 2 rails, and use the 7 to stop the cue ball? Just let this ball go and roll into the 7. As long as he knows that line going up into there.
Right, I think he's shooting that shot right there. And even if he,
Oh, he doesn't even need to.
yeah, even if he kills it there,
There
well,
it
he
is.
does put
Yeah,
it
it's
into the
good.
7.
Okay. Well, it's good, that he can see the upper right portion.
Yeah,
of the
because that's the side of the cue ball that he needs to hit here.
Yeah. Puts a fluid stroke to this, goes forward 2 rails, and just past center table for the 3. A little heavy. No, he's going to be all right. He's going to be very good. Okay, stop shot. The 4 is straight in, right? Pretty
What's
much.
that one? Yeah, if he can stop the cue ball here, he's got the 4 down in the lower left-hand corner. He's walking over there, taking a look at it already. Well, it looks like he's going somewhere different here.
Got a slight angle. He just went to
Okay.
the rail and back. So this means he's got to, he doesn't want to roll into the 5. So what he does here, I think, is puts a little stun / draw on this,
Comes
and he
across
misses
it.
the 5, goes across the spot to the side rail and back towards the spot 5 in the side. Is that what you think?
Yeah, he's walking over there and already checking to make sure. Well, no, does he play it for the side there, or does he?
It might be too tight.
Does he come across and down though?
To the center table.
Yeah.
Problem with that is the tendency, he's cutting this ball to his right. There's a tendency to apply a little left spin.
Right.
It's hard to go back to center ball or even right spin on that shot to make sure you get center table. Now, if the angle is better than I realized, then that would be easier to do. Yeah. Oh, and you missed it. Well, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you're jacked up like that,
That's what he tried to do. He tried to come to the center table side of that shot.
instead of coming over there
And
and playing the
because of
5 on the
that-
side, like you were saying, it lays a lot more natural. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah. So
Less work.
because the tendency when you cut a ball like that is it plays easier with outside English. So that
Right.
shot would have played easier with left.
It's gotta get out.
No.
Oh,
He has found perfect line here.
yeah.
Well, I don't know about perfect, but I don't think he needs to come to where he just indicated towards where his elbow is. He just indicated like he's going to hit on that. He's going to play the 7 opposite pocket. Why? I mean, look, he's going to be okay. But, again,
Yeah.
I blame that on, this could be the camera. Live at the table,
Mm-hmm.
it may have been a little different than we realize
Right.
here from watching it.
Right.
So, but now he was just looking at it and shaking his head like, the 9 ball's in the way. He's too close to the rail. A lot of people would have thought when he shot that last ball, why not high right, go back and forth twice across the center table? Because now
Put
he's
this ball
got
on the
work to
side.
do. No.
Oh, golly.
So he used the 9 as a stopper.
Okay.
So he's-
It was weird the way he was like queued up, and I was looking at it. I was like,
Well, look,
why is he
he's-
going that way?
He's from the Philippines. I mean, they do that. These guys, they're so amazing with how they stroke and aim. Like Bustamante, he's got the choo-choo train stroke, and
Yeah.
then you think he's aiming it with bottom, and he hits it with top. So
Okay, so BJ gives him that game.
yeah, for sure, it sure looked to me like when he shot that ball in the bottom left corner there, he could have used a touch of right and gone across the table, back over the right side rail,
Mhm.
on the other side of the side pocket, back towards center table.
Right.
But he chose to play short side on the 7. Is it the 7? For some reason, and maybe he just liked it. He felt like it flowed better that way, or it was
Right.
natural. And champion to champion, when you've got all these champions out there, another guy may have played it the other way. It's really about, in the moment, what you really feel that angle looks like to you. If you have full comfort with that.
Yeah. Crystal Lemons, let's go stick another quarter in the router. Yeah, sorry we're having so much problems with the internet here. It's out of our control. uh,
Okay,
but
loose cue ball. You notice it. Look at this. And because of that, loose cue ball, look what happened.
uh,
Okay.
okay.
Now see, he broke. His cue ball hit the right side rail immediately and then slammed into a ball.
Hmm.
That's the loss of control. Had he hit that ball flush the way BJ has been doing it most of the tournament,
Right.
even though he slipped up a minute ago, his cue ball would bounce back to the center or be floating slowly center back towards the center part of the headstring,
Right.
But the point is he has good control. Puts all the force into the pack
Hmm.
and then kills the cue ball. It's just slow floating. Well, as far as kicking at balls,
Hmm.
Efren Reyes, man,
Yeah, I
he
mean,
really revolutionized the game with when he came to the United States and
Right.
pool players started seeing him. Not only did he kick at so many balls, but he kicked at them safely. He would kick and hit a ball, not just hit it, but get safe. And you think, oh, the guy just hits the ball, but he gets lucky with safeties. A lot of that is not luck. So we've all learned so much from Efren about kicking and hitting a particular side of the ball, and having an understanding that from this angle, if I hit this side, the cue ball goes that way, and I can use these balls over here as blockers.
Right.
If I hit this side, it may do this. So I need to make sure I hit side X, or maybe go 3 rails around behind the ball and kick it here and have an even better chance against it. He just really revolutionized the game in that regard.
Right. One of my one of the things I always say is, I feel like the best, to me, the guys that I thought were, the best pool players came from a three cushion background or a billiards background because, they focused a lot on, the cue ball first, and then when they learn how to pocket balls, now they're playing the game, with a lot of control.
Well, he hit it, but he hit it, man, very thin. Yeah, and Efren's a world-class 3 cushion player.
Yeah, and I had a friend that was local to the area, Ignacio Chavez,
Oh
and
yeah,
he was a three cushion player
yeah,
and a carom player, and I mean, he was a great pocket billiards player as well.
yeah.
Once he picked up
I
the
remember
game.
him. Around here, they just called him Chavez.
Yeah.
And he was in the Aiken area for a long time, and I played him one time. One time.
It's funny.
We just had to. Yeah, he was in the area, but I understood what he was doing, and his handlers and the guy with him, the guys running him around, what they
Mhm.
had him doing. They had him not looking. He wasn't looking to wrestle other alligators. He was looking for, you know, an easy match. He was
Something
looking around,
simple.
sneaking up on people that were good scores, and
Mhm.
he knew he had the best of, and people that didn't know him, and he was very good at that. And people put him in good spots to have good opportunities.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the only time we played, I beat him in a tournament, and we
Mhm.
were talking about putting up a little hefty sum and playing a little fun match.
Right.
And it really didn't happen from there. They left the pool room, and but I always had a lot of respect for him because I knew he could play.
Right.
And I heard he was out west somewhere. Didn't he go from Aiken? Did he move to? Is it Arizona?
Well, the last place that he was at in the states here, he was in up north in New York.
Okay.
Yeah. But now he's back home in Mexico, so
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, the guy didn't peak till like he was in his 50s. That's that's strong.
This ball should play easily.
Yeah, he's gonna go real first there.
Now just smooth it on back with low right. Looking at it live, he's got a better angle than it looks like on the monitor.
Mhm.
Yeah, just use a rail and smooth it on back. So he falls into position there, and everything is hunky-dory. Going to 9, things are gonna snug up a little bit here.
Oh yeah. Okay. So he pulls it within one here. Now, even though Roland's only one game down, now do you feel like the momentum is still with BJ here? Like, I just feel like BJ still feels real strong from here.
Yeah,
Even that
but
one game lead, I just feel like BJ. I mean, he,
the
rolling.
problem is, I know what you're saying there. My fear is from BJ's position here is never shooting again.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, just
or
getting sat in the chair.
especially on the lively table where the ball's pocket well,
Right.
especially if it were 9 ball. But with
Yeah.
10 ball, things tend to really cluster up a good bit more.
Mhm.
And especially breaking outside the box, there
Yeah.
is no guaranteed ball. But at
Yeah.
9 ball, you're going to make the corner ball, or they
Yeah.
are. But I don't know if about the momentum thing. I don't think the balls know about any momentum.
BJ's real consistent with walking back here, and like even during your match, he'd walk back
Oh
here
yeah.
and check to see where you were
Oh
breaking
yeah.
from.
Well,
I think he was trying
I
to
think
make
he's
sure that
looking
you
at the
were.
squareness of the rack.
Yeah. Okay, you think he's looking at the rag? How?
The squareness,
Yeah.
if they're tilted. He's looking at everything, really. It's just what BJ does,
Right.
okay? There are people that do that. And some people think that there's a reason that they're losing. Oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's the rack, or, you know, I don't know. But, I mean, he has the right to do that, just making sure that nothing's out of line. But I don't think Roland's doing anything there. If anybody, most of the time, if anybody were to have it tilted here, and in 10 ball, it's not making a huge difference there anyway. But I don't think it would be intentional. Okay, now the question is, does the 4 play in the side here? And is he just going to take a chance and scramble these? Is he going to run the cue ball down towards the 4 and take what he gets? And, well, I wonder if he was trying that to split that gap like he did, or if he was just going to go down into him, because he could have easily hit that 9 full, but
Now, let's see if he has a pocket here.
definitely has a safety here.
Yeah, definitely go right behind these two.
Now, that means he's got work to do. If he does get ball in hand, or even has an open shot on the 3, he's got to manipulate something on the 4 now. Because see, the 4 may have played inside. That might be too steep though, playing it in the side from before.
Okay.
It may not have played. What I want to make sure that I do here is get a hit. I think it's so key just to not give him his choice of what to do with this ball. At least make him have to earn it.
Now, when you're saying you want to hit here, like, are you looking for a solid hit and playing a role here, and risking the chance that you might break out the 4
I
and the
definitely
5?
do
or-
not want to break this ball
Yeah.
out.
So,
But I want to make sure that I make contact with this 3. I don't want my opponent having ball in hand to where he can manipulate the shot to break that 4-7 loose.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess what I'm trying to say is, I mean, are you really like hammering at this ball, hoping to hit it and get lucky somewhere?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You just want to make sure that you make a legal hit.
Yes. And he was looking a while ago at going under the 4 here and maybe going 3 rails to the back of the 3. That could possibly break the 4-7 out when you get your rail. This way's a lot safer for keeping that 4-7 tied up. He hit it a little hard. Okay.
Now especially playing a Filipino guy, they're so good at like figuring out how to get there and developing these balls that are tied up.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to get this ball out for sure. I think he's looking at running down. Yeah, he needs to, I think, maybe play the 3 in the left side. Well, I don't know. That 10 ball is kind of in the way of where he needs to go. He's looking at maybe going down past the 10, but then he may get 2 rails out
and
and never even come under it. See, that's where he wants to hit the 7. So he's looking at playing this 3 ball and going to the left of the 10, then coming into the left of the 4-7 and brushing the underside of that 7 or 4-7. Oh no, he's going to drag it and go 3 rails. Is he really drawing this ball with? Watch this shot. Watch, this is a highlight reel shot. Look at this.
Wow.
Okay, he got a little funny angle where this point could be in the way.
Right.
Or maybe he could just tuck it back a hair and... Well, the point is he got him out and he got a shot. So he may just have to develop this rack a little bit. Could have been worse. See, that's that stroke, man, imported from the Philippines right there. go ahead and let that stroke out. He really changed the angle here, changed what we thought was coming. And he found a way to get to them because that 10 ball was the ball that was blocking the path he wanted to take.
Yeah.
Because he would have had to put it with enough high stroke to make sure he hit left of the 10. And then he may not have hit the 7 at all. So he shot it in a way where he was more guaranteed to do it.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know, you play a game where you know you have balls tied up. You know, you feel like they're not going to do anything, but those Filipino guys, I mean, they're so good at developing stuff because they play rotation.
Yeah,
and
they
they're
play
forced to forced to do that all the time.
They have to develop the game, develop the shots, and make shots when there are not shots. Look, I traveled a little bit with Alex Pagaline, and in watching his practice sessions, it's just uncanny.
Did you watch any of the Alex and Reyes Gomez?
I did not. I don't really follow a lot of pool these days. I'm really here because of my good buddy Mike Newsom. But so I don't watch a lot of stuff these days, but I did hear about that.
Yeah, they played last pocket 8 ball, 30,000 in the middle.
But what about what we have right here for a second?
Yeah.
He got out of line.
Yeah.
Now he's going to have to use that ability and cut it in the side and go 2 rails and hit the 10. I mean, is it steeper live than it is? Okay, so if he goes forward, could he scratch off this? And if he draws it away, yeah, he doesn't scratch, but he ends up table. I think he's trying to hit the 10. Look at that shot. That's great. That's how he wanted to hit that. That is playing with the size of that side pocket. You can play to hit the ball thicker or thinner, and he opted on the thinner side. So he overcut the 9 to the left side of that side pocket to make sure that he could get into that rail earlier and therefore hit the 10.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Race to 2 for the hot seat.
That's right.
Now
look, this is the shot that we were talking about earlier here, where he develops this 4-5. He draws his rock with inside English here.
That really good grip off that second rail. See, and if this were newer cloth, it would not have gripped as well, the side spin, because it's so slippery. New cloth, it won't take.
Right.
But he knew that it was good and worn in. You know, in racking on this table, I realize that the 1 ball is not freezing up to that ball, so I see what he's doing there. But a lot of tournaments, they tell the players, look, you can't feather that ball with your finger after you take the rack off.
Right. So a lot of them, they just push the rack away from the 1 ball, then they feather it.
Yeah. The other player does not want you doing that, because there's a famous story about some players that were doing that sort of thing and manipulating the rack and getting balls to split in certain ways to where it helped the corner ball go, playing 9 ball.
Yeah.
Okay, his cue ball, not too bad. If he gets a good bump here, look at that. Okay.
Wow. And they bumped just right, you know, where they just spread out just enough to get open.
I mean, the balls know. Sometimes the balls know. Okay. Can he play this ball and draw it back, straight back towards his chin here? That's it. Look, get past the 2, get past the 2. Oh, trouble. If he came back another foot, where he just pointed, then he has the angle on the 2.
Straight down between the 5 and the 7 if he got there, but
yeah, he's got some work to do.
He's shaking his head.
Now the issue here is that 8 ball in the way. If he cuts it inside, he's got to deal with the 8. See, it doesn't take much for you to go from where you're supposed to be out to where you can't get out.
Yeah.
Now, he just indicated between the 8 and 10 cue ball. I don't know. I guess he can get there if he's pointing there.
Yeah, but I mean,
but it looks awful steep.
When it comes back down though, you gotta have the. Oh, now he's thinking about inside.
What, inside? Yeah. Drag it between, just barely miss the 8 and have a ton of left on it.
And then he should come down right in between the 5 and the 7, right?
Watch this cue ball work. Watch the freckles spin here. Boom. Oh no, he did not have enough left. He let up on that side spin. See, he had a little better side spin there. You notice when the cue ball came off the bottom rail and was rolling end over end flat?
You're right.
It should have been looking like a spinning top. You should have seen those freckles going around, you know, like crazy side spin. Then he would have got into that rail before the side pocket, and then he was home.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up into thinking about the first action of the cue ball, drawing away from the 8 and not hitting the 8. And then you kind of forget on, hey, make sure that you add a ton of sides, because he probably wasn't even thinking about this side pocket point there when he pulled the trigger on that shot.
I mean,
And how old a guy is Garcia? Do you know?
I don't actually. I mean, Asian guys always look younger than they really are.
I don't know his age. I don't want to, maybe he is a really young guy. Maybe it's hard to tell. I don't know how old he is, but I'm wondering that, I don't mean this the wrong way, if it's inexperience. And I don't mean that he's not an amazing player. I don't want to play him for
Right.
any big money or anything. But what I'm saying is, I'm wondering if it's inexperience of, he has so much natural talent that usually he can overcome some of this stuff. But I'm wondering if that's inexperience, just putting his immense talent into
Right.
action, and recognizing, hey, oh yeah, there I need more side spin, which is something that will come, means he'll only get better and better.
And I mean, another factor to think about there is, he's not completely settled in. I mean, he's still frustrated about not getting on the two ball. I'm talking kind of soft because he's sitting close to us. He's frustrated that he didn't get on the two ball the way he wanted to.
Yeah.
And so that frustration can set in sometimes and make you have a little lapse in judgment when
Yeah,
you're
it's easy
shooting
to-
a real delicate shot like that
Yeah,
too.
you carry baggage from previous
That's
shots.
right.
Or not
You're
just-
mental. You're
I've
just
done
wearing
that.
yourself out mentally.
I'm almost 50 and I still do that today. You can often tell there are differences between players that are, just regulation table players and then players who played a lot on the bar table.
Right.
Is he going to get somewhat safe? Look at the
It's
six
safe
ball.
here. Thinks
Oh,
he's
he's
safe
safe, yeah. Think so. You can tell sometimes if a player doesn't have a lot of experience on the 7-foot table.
Right.
We were traveling one time with Pool Action TV and I think we had Thorsten Homan with us going to a bar table tournament. And Thorsten did not have a lot of bar table experience, and you could tell because he played patterns, he played ways, and this is like a Valley or Dynamo type bar table, not a diamond bar table. And you could tell in some of the patterns he played, he was playing 9-ball,
Yeah.
not
9-foot
9-foot table patterns and
Yeah.
slow floating the cue ball, getting cute with things, and I told him, no, it's caveman pool, man. Okay, hit ball. You
Yeah.
got a stop shot, stun shot.
Yeah.
Sure you work the cue ball in some, but in some regards it's dumbing it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, he's looking to jump and make this ball. I kind of agree because if you kick 2 rails to the left,
You run into the 7.
you hit the 7, it stops your cue ball. A roll off the 10? No. BJ Ussery will come to the table with a beautiful lead-in
Yeah,
3
he's
to the
got
4 shot. Good starting point. Okay, he is about dead straight on this ball. So he can stop it or float forward a half a ball and have the cut on the 4. He can drive forward towards the little blue bead under the rail and have the shot up the rail on the 4 with an angle towards center table. And I don't know if the 4 would play in the side or how tight it is. Can't tell from here. But that's even the 3rd option.
Yeah.
Or he could even bank. But I wouldn't go for either one of those, I don't think. He's hitting it low, so that tells me he's going to stop or draw back.
I think he's playing for a shape on the side,
Ooh.
or the upper, or the same pocket.
Now this is interesting. Now he's going to have to play it to the corner.
Yeah.
Or is he? He has angle here, even if he shoots it in the side. As long as the
Yeah, but
shot
when
is
you-
not
when
too
you-
steep.
When you shoot this ball on the side and try to pound or stun your ball over, I mean, there's a big tendency for you to miss,
It is
especially
missable.
being kind of treetopped here too.
But he's okay. He can
He's
float
going
it to the corner. Yeah. And this ball, you really shoot it with a little bit of side spin, just right, and you roll it in, let just the weight of the ball go, with a little bit of right twist.
But
You get just past center table.
Yeah, but right here, being kind of jacked up over and shooting it with any kind of spin, there's a good bit of judgment involved in this. Oh, the delicate shot. Right?
Oh man, it's a hanger. Hanger.
Hanger?
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
hanger.
just past center table. He's good. Now to make it interesting, what I would do here would be a trick shot, and you make all 5 of these in one shot. I think that's the best shot. Oh, is he overhit it? I'm being funny, and then all of a sudden he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Did he fall straight again? Okay, typically he would want the ideal
He's
angle.
gonna go 2 rails forward, right?
Yeah. That's the good thing about.
Oh, did you see that ball kind of take a funny roll there?
No, I missed it.
That was weird.
Okay, so this will put BJ on the hill, and will Garcia get back to the table in this match? I believe BJ won a tournament a couple of weeks ago, beating Efren in the finals.
He
in
did in
Spartanburg.
Spartanburg. I think what I saw was he beat him for the hot seat match, and then he beat him the first set of the finals.
Really?
Is how that worked.
Well, you know, he also beat Efren in this tournament here.
Yeah, so
and,
that's.
and he told me, he said, what it is, I'm just out breaking him. And judging from, you know, his break and how
Right.
he came back and caught me at the end, you know, I see it because he put what did you say? He put 2 or 3 on me.
He
in a row
put
there?
3 on you.
Okay,
He
because
wins
he's
the game and then he
controlling that
runs
cue
3.
ball.
Yeah.
And let's see if he does it again here. But yeah, he said I simply outbroke him because if it came down to say it was a knotted up mass of balls and they're all tied up, he said in the long run you've got no chance playing Efren.
Yeah.
With that kind of rack, so I had to just smash him, really outbreak him.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I made that comment yesterday. You know, whenever he would break and the balls would kind of get cluttered up, I said this is a rack that favors Efren a lot because Efren's going to put you in a lot of bad spots. You know, now running out is a little bit different. You know, Efren's a little bit older now. You know, he's a little bit more likely to miss some balls that these other guys that are playing all the time are just hitting at a way higher percentage than him.
And he's got a very difficult schedule.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
You know, he's been here a lot. And how old is Efren now?
66.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know that
And
a while back we were at a tournament in a little hole-in-the-wall spot, barbecue joint in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Well, the owner there put up a lot of money to have a big one-pocket tournament. And they also had big bar table tournaments, Shane Van Boning, Skyler, and people like that. And they had a one-pocket tournament there with, it was like, they wanted a $10,000 entry. But some of the guys couldn't swing that, so I think they made it like a $5,000 entry or something, and plus added money. And Efren was there. I gave him rides back and forth to our hotel, and he was playing in the tournament, and this was the one-pocket tournament. When he was not playing the tournament, he was in action. He played Scott Frost a big set there. He gambled with me. He was playing chess with people. I mean, he was there from morning till the late night, every night. And then he came and then he won the whole event. So that paid him like $25,000.
Right.
Okay. He was in action, like I said, with myself, Scott Frost. I don't know if any others, but we played for 12 hours over 2 days.
Wow.
So I don't know how he was doing it then. This was just a few years ago. I don't know, 6 years ago, 5, 6. And he just seemed to have boundless energy. But you know, he's 66. He's traveling all over the United States right now, doing exhibitions and clinics and farewell tour tournaments.
Now, Scott, I know you have the push out chamber. Do you kick and try to put the cue ball behind the 10 here?
Kick and put the cue. Oh, okay, yeah, that's exactly what you do. Yeah, but this problem is the 4 ball sticking his nose out there.
Yeah, so he's got to catch this ball real good.
He wants to come as close between the 4 and the 2 as he can, barely feather the 2, and then he'll lay on the rail. But he hit it hard. See, he was there. He was there, but he hit it hard.
Yeah.
Now I can't see what he's given up here, but okay, he's given up a shot. But
let's see what kind of look he's got here. It seems like he's got. I mean, the overhead. It looks kind of like he's got enough to make this ball.
He does. He can make this ball go straight down the center of the table, across the spot, first shape on the 3. But that last shot, you called it. He just hit it twice as hard as he needed to hit it. He needed to float that ball.
Maybe the adrenaline of being on the hill, knowing that's a big shot.
Exactly. It's hard to trust the table.
Yeah.
You know, when any chalk dust granules on the table or anything can make a ball roll here.
Bit of a blood test here. The other guy's on the hill, and you've got this shot. You've got to come with it here.
And when Efren played Scott out there that time in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, Efren had been going all day in the tournament. Scott was out of the tournament, right? Scott was back at the hotel, chilling, taking a shower, relaxing, napping, all that kind of stuff. Okay, he's probably going to be okay here. Yeah. Okay, a little different path, but he's good now.
Yeah.
And Scott came in fresh as a daisy right after Efren played all day and all night. And then they played a set, and Scott beat him. They played a race to 8.
Yeah.
And I did the commentary for the duel in the desert when they played out in Tucson, Arizona at Casino del Sol. And Scott beat him there. They played, a race to 30 over 3 days. Scott beat him there. I did a little interview with Efren there, and well, he really got to talking. Efren isn't known for talking a lot,
Right.
but really got him to talk a little bit there. Okay. No, he really overran that shot.
Yeah.
I still think he's going to go after this, and what else can he do here? And,
Nice.
he can trust it. He's going to billiard the 10 and play position to the 6 on the left side of the 7, I think. Just float this ball in with a high ball, and he should billiard the 10 and come in nicely for a shot at the 6. But that's looking at it from the monitor. Here live, it looks even tougher. Okay, you see that cut shot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem I see is, when you come off of this 10 ball, I mean, I don't know. It feels like it's
Scratchy.
going towards us. Yeah, towards
Well,
the
you're going
corner.
to have a little rolling ball action,
Yeah.
so it'll be a high ball.
So it'll bend forward
Yeah.
just a touch.
Oh, he hit it hard. He hit it hard. And that's exactly the thing that gave BJ a shot.
I think he hit it hard, anticipating that, if I don't make this ball, kind of, because I mean, his shape going down there was oh, I mean, the speed going down there was a little much.
Yeah, it was coming in hot. Okay, well, it's looking like
Well, BJ can close him out right here.
I think he's going to win the hot seat again.
Yeah.
Okay, from this position, he has options. Well, the 8 ball is the issue. Typically, he would like to come back right through where the 8 is almost. Now, so does he, if he puts more right on it than that, he risks the 9. So does he go inside English or
It
around
looks like
the 8?
he's going inside here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit around the 8. That's just going to give him a hair of an angle up table. But BJ's pretty good with this shot. Even back when I was playing a long time ago, BJ was coming up and becoming a good player then.
Right.
And I remember a lot about him, and I said, that guy, he's improving and improving. I'm not sure how old he is, but I knew he would be a good, solid player. Dragged this ball a little bit to stay away. And notice how he didn't have right on it?
Mm-hmm.
Right English would have turned it back behind the 11. He hits that with a flat ball, but just a draw stroke.
Right.
A lot of people can't do that shot without adding right. They don't mean to, but they do. And there is the
There's
fist
my
bump
match.
for the win.